Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News from TayNinhTV radio and television station. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on December 31st, the Conference on the Implementation of the Resolution of the 14th National Assembly on the Socio-Economic Development Task 2020 of the government online the locative rapid up after 2 working days. The conference took place at the headquarters of the government under the chairing of Prime Minister Nguyễn Phúc.
Mr. Phạm Viết Thanh, member of the Party Central Committee and Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Mr. Phạm Văn Tân, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, chaired the conference at the Breakpoint in Ninh Province. The conference was also online to the first location of districts and cities in the province. Concluding the conference, Prime Minister Nguyễn Phúc highly appreciated the achievements that the ministry, sectors and localities gained in 2019, which have contributed to the overall achievement of the country. By 2020, the Prime Minister proposed to perform a number of key tasks, efficiently use on resources, release on production capacity, take full advantage of potentials and strengths, focus on solving difficulties and strongly developing sectors as growth engines. The Prime Minister also asked to strongly stimulate the Vietnamese cultural values, the spirit of national pride and self-respect, the will and self-reliance, the aspiration of the business community, entrepreneurs and people to build a strong country. He also required ministry, branches and localities to specifically design, plan and synchronously implement their development orientation right at the beginning of the year. Besides, it's also necessary to prepare well and facilitate people to welcome a happy, healthy, safe and economical Tet holiday.
The Ninh Province People Committee and Vietnam Post and Telecommunication Group have officially completed the construction of agricultural e-commerce platform in the Ninh Province and put it into operation. The platform is designed to connect supply and demand of agricultural products and serve food in the province of Tây Ninh.
The ReControl e-commerce platform is expected to contribute to realizing the goal of promoting the connection of consumption of agricultural products and safe foodstuffs, raising the value of agricultural and food products, meeting the province's requirements on agricultural restructuring and international economic integration. The Provincial People's Committee assigns the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development and the Department of Industry and Trade to carry out tasks related to the fields under their management and supervise the trading activities on the platform according to e-commerce regulations. Meanwhile, TayNinhTV Telecommunication deploys the platform and coordinates with the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the Department of Industry and Trade to train and guide the businesses participating in the platform. The Department of Information and Communications, responsible for installing the system at the Provincial Data Integration Center to ensure information security and combining with the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the Department of Industry and Trade, and TayNinhTV Telecommunications to propagandize the people and businesses to pay attention and participating electronic platforms. In 2019, TayNinh's FDI attraction reached nearly 1.5 billion USD, of 150%. This result shows that the investment and business environment of the province has been visibly improved, attracting large-scale projects with modern technology and environmental friendly safety. Enterprises trust and feel secure when investing in Ninh Province. The Ninh Province ranks 6th out of 63 provinces and cities in terms of FDI attraction. More than 650 enterprises were granted new establishment registration certificates, up nearly 17% over the same period in the number of enterprises, and increased 1.1 times in registered capital. Many projects have been increased capital and production scale. TayNinh's is also a locality for 5 consecutive years among the top 10 provinces and cities, attracting the most foreign investment capital in the country. Besides, the province also attracts many commercial projects and supermarkets, contributing to decisively changing urban appearance. The supermarket system covers on districts and cities with diversified and abundant goods to meet the consumption needs of the people and stabilizing the market. In 2020, the Provincial People's Committee continues implementing the project of competitiveness assessment at the provincial sectors, departments, districts, and city level, promoting the improvement of business investment environment, enhancing provincial competitiveness. In addition, the task of reforming administrative procedures, one-stop shop and one-stop interconnection mechanism in handling administrative procedures and improving the efficiency of online public service provision should also be focused on implementation. The province will continue to implement the Prime Minister Directive No. 7 and Directive No. 26 dated June 6, 2017 on further promoting the implementation of Resolution No. 35 dated the 16th of May 2016 on support and develop businesses to 2020, strengthening dialogue with businesses, firmly removing difficulties and obstacles, supporting small and medium enterprises according to the general policy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ninh Department of Agriculture and Rural Development said that from now to 2021, the province will plan and list 11 high-tech agriculture zones and organic agricultural areas on an area of 4,000 hectares. Accordingly, TayNinhTV will become one of the models to get rich by agriculture.
According to statistics, currently TayNinhTV has more than 200 hectares of custard apple land meeting Vietgap standards, 1,000 hectares of green pomelo trees, more than 380 hectares for growing Cavendish bananas for export, 90 hectares of orchids, 33 greenhouses, and 38 models of self-vegetable production. The gardens of growing vegetables and root trees are now mostly from the sugarcane, rubber, and cassava land with low productivity. Due to the conversion of crops and production methods, the yield of new growth crops much higher than the traditional production methods. As for vegetable and fruit production model in the greenhouse only, TayNinhTV currently has 33 farms operating with automatic systems, from fertilizing to watering, controlling the plant growth and pest. The total cultivated areas about 106,000 square meters, mainly grow green vegetables, melon, and cantaloupe, etc. Cantaloupe is a newly developed product in Ninh Province. The output reached from 2.5 to 3 tons per hectare. The current process of integration and opening up the agricultural market is both an opportunity and a challenge for the Vietnam's agriculture sector in general and TayNinhTV in particular. And TayNinhTV's agriculture sector always tends to stand side by side with farmers in this field. TayNinhTV Department of Agriculture and Rural Development recently warned local people of the expansion of jackfruit growing areas, especially small-scale farmers will not be able to register production unit cost. When the jackfruit market is saturated, it's difficult to export and easy for traders to put prices. In the last 2 years, jackfruits have been purchased by traders to export breadfruits to the Chinese market with high price, bringing farmers profits from 400 million to 600 million per year per hectare. Due to high budget price and productivity, many people in the province have hastily converted areas of inefficient crops to jackfruit trees. By the end of 2019, the province has about 1,210 hectares of jackfruits of all kinds, with the average yield of 25 tons per hectare, and the average profit of about 150 million Vietnam dong per hectare. Currently, some households planting jackfruit trees with an area of 20 hectares or more have registered the production unit cost. Some areas have registered to meet Vietgap standards, traceability of products. However, there are still many small-scale production households that have not registered their production unit costs. In order to stabilize the development of jackfruit production in the coming time, TayNinhTV Department of Agriculture and Rural Development directs specialized units to train farmers how to plant, care for, and effectively control pests, strengthening the transfer of technical advance into production, self-production, and traceability. and coordinating with localities to review and make statistics of newly planted jackfruit tree area to take measures to support people in production. The Steering Committee for the Implementation of Grassroots Democracy Regulations and Mass Mobilization of TayNinhTV on Monday held a conference to review the interdisciplinary coordination for mass mobilization in 2019. During the two peak periods of mass mobilization in 2019, the city has mobilized more than 30,000 people to participate. Thereby, many works and practical businesses associated with the legitimate needs and aspirations of the people have been implemented, including upgrading and repairing more than 30,000 meters of roads, more than 21,000 meters of canals, granite ditches, installing hundreds of street lights, constructing and repairing 28 houses, organizing medical examination, and giving gifts to thousands of the poor and families under preferential treatment policy, with a total value of about 6.8 billion Vietnam dong. In particular, thanks to good mass mobilization, local people have voluntarily donated more than 4,000 square meters of land worth more than 5.1 billion Vietnam dong. In addition, the existence of the provincial and city armed forces has contributed to speeding up the implementation of works as well as diversifying mass mobilization activity in the locality. On this occasion, the City People's Committee has rewarded 10 collective and 15 individuals with the achievements in participating and contributing to the mass mobilization work in 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Wish you and your family joyful, healthy, Happy New Year 2020. And now, goodbye and see you.